Hello, everybody! Here we are.
Hey, we're here. We finally made it. We're done with our game quest, and now we are at. Are we officially at our 1 year mark now, Derek?
We're just a tiny bit over. Also, hello, it's me, Derek, and this is the VGM Lounge.
And it's me, Matt, the other guy who's always here.
So yeah, our very first episode was in the middle-ish of August, and as of this recording, it is actually my birthday and the podcast birthday on August 25th.
Yay! Happy birthdays all around, and I get my sympathy gift, so I don't feel left out.
Yes. So happy birthday to the VGM Lounge. This will probably go up a little bit past, so it's gonna be like a year and 1 month, would be my guess. But, yeah. Thank you so much for everyone who's listened to all these episodes. We are going to... well, one, we're playing you the very first song that ever appeared, the Final Fantasy VIII Overture.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our top 10 end-of-year review. Now, this is top 10 for each of us.
So technically top 20, so I think we should officially call it our top tracks of the year.
Yes. Our 1 year best of review episode.
Yeah.
And Matt, this has been arguably one of the most difficult things I've had to do.
This has been highly difficult for me to do.
Because I think we both came into this show with the mindset of we really want to like wow people. We want to play like the best tracks. So I don't know about you, but I've played like. If I, before we even started this podcast, made like a top 50 of my favorite tracks in Vic Gaming, like, pretty much all 50 of them have been on the show, so picking 10 has been kind of a nightmare.
Yeah, like if we did like a top 15, I would have been like, okay, that gives me some wiggle room. But top 10 from like all the songs that we played, because I mean, this is episode 26, we've had 25 episodes with like, what? 8
each,
to maybe more each, yeah, give or take, and it's just like
16 times 25.
How the hell am I supposed to pick?
How
the hell am I supposed to pick 10 songs out of all of this?
Yeah, like, and not to mention, each episode had like 3 of my favorite songs. So like, and that's not even counting the songs that you picked.
Yeah,
and our guests too.
It's really rough. But making my list, I wanted to give a little bit of fairness to it, and you'll see what I mean by that when we get started. But my bracket method was pretty good, although a little extensive.
Yeah. I forgot how intense the end of this overture was. That being said,
right?
The little dun 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 dun. Yeah, I basically re-listened to every episode, and made, like, a top, like, 3 of each episode, and then I tried to narrow it down from there, because then I was still sitting at, like, 50 songs. I'm like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
I will say I think you'll be surprised at some of my picks. Some are probably going to be pretty expected, while others are going to be, I don't know, you might be a little disappointed, but I think you'll enjoy the ones I picked.
I don't know. I mean, that's the nature of the top 10 list. Is there's so many you want to put on there, but you can't.
Oh yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. This isn't like the 10 songs that were good. Like, this is like I was racking my brain for, because we started this process like 3 weeks ago, if not longer. And
yeah,
like every day I moved like 4 songs around, and I'm like, but I want all 20 of these. So we'll see which ones ended up staying, which ones ended up moving down. I do have like I did end up making like a top 15, so I could just give like the 5 runner-ups, but that was just because I moved them so much that I was like, I don't want to delete these off the 10, so I kind of just moved them below the 10. So there, I have 5 songs that are in no order that just barely didn't make the cut. But we'll talk about those once when we get down to our top one. One thing I do want to ask, Matt, is what do we do if we both pick the same song? Say my number 6 is your number 8.
Well, then if we have our to put a card game mechanic title onto this, our sideboard stash of songs. So then if we end up picking the same song, I say we celebrate it, and whoever is the off person on that one gets to substitute in maybe a song.
Yeah, you could do like your number 11 pick or whatever. I do want to say, like, say I play my number 9 and that ended up being your 2. Don't tell me immediately. Save it until my number 2 is this song that you already played. Don't be like, Don't say it as soon as I play my number 9. Be like, oh, that was my number 1 track.
Yeah, no. Where's the fun in that?
Yeah. So without further ado, Matt, this is your turn to lead. So what is your number 10?
Well, Derek, starting off with our number 10, I'm taking us back on a hiking journey to the mountains from episode 15.
Yes.
And that is Banjo Tooie, the Hailfire Peaks Lava Side.
This one was really good. I was really into this one.
It's the one, like, it made my top 10 because of just it's the rhythm of it. And listening to that deep saxophone, it just sticks in my head, and it's just something I can easily, hum to myself.
Oh yeah, this was in my like top 50 before I narrowed down the list a lot. So let's get into it. That's such a good one. I love the little bubblies, and that saxophone is just killer.
It's the lava bubbles, just for that aesthetic, is very nice. But I mean, yeah, it starts off with that muffled like trumpet, and it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. But then just that deep, nasty sax coming in.
That's so good.
That fat sax riff.
It's so tasty. That's a good one. Well, Matt, interestingly enough, because we're not playing, our normal follow me game, I can actually perfectly follow you on my number 10.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this is where the one I was gonna say I think you'll feel slightly disappointed, because this was gonna be Sky Tower. Sky Tower was gonna be my pick from our dungeon episode, but the more I listened to it, a different song took its place, and it is a mountain, and it is in particular Dark Cloud 2's Mount Gundor theme.
Mount Gundor is a really good theme.
Yeah, the more I listened to it, because like when I first played it, I was like, I really like this track, and then like I was like, I like Sky Tower the most on the dungeon episode. But then the more I listened to that episode, the more I was just like, I really, really like the way Mount Gundor sounds, and it just ended up taking over Sky Tower by just a hair.
That's fine. But that just shows like how close it was.
Yeah, it was a tough pick, but yeah, I'm gonna stay up in the mountains where you are. However, this isn't from the mountain episode; it's from the dungeon episode, and and this is one of my tracks. This is one of my picks, and I believe Banjo TOOIE was one of your picks, correct?
Yes, it was. Banjo TOOIE, HAILFIRE Peaks was mine. But yeah, let's continue our hike.
Indeed. So this is Dark Cloud 2, Mount Gundor. Just like on HAILFIRE Peaks, that song is all about the instrumentation to me.
It really is. I mean, this... God, Mount Gundor had a really, really good theme because it wasn't overly, like, intense or anything.
No. I think that's what we talked about on the actual episode. Like you get to this huge volcano and you're expecting like, I don't know, maybe some like intense metal or like heavy rock or something similar to that, like most video game mountains do. And this is just like a weirdly somber and peaceful sounding, and it just sounds so good.
It does.
And the instrumentation, the percussion, the doom, boom, those deep. I don't even know what to call the instrument, but it's very like tribal drums.
That,
I like
the little tambourine, like cymbal crashes, just chiming in. Yeah, and the woodwind work is just.
I love the woodwinds. Yeah. I like I said, I was listening to a lot of songs in that episode, and as much as I like Sky Tower, like the more I listen to Mount Gundor, the more I'm like, man, this song's really good.
I can't blame you because Dark Cloud 2. I like Dark Cloud 2 a lot.
Mm-hmm. All right, Matt. Number 9.
So for our next pick, Derek, we're already high up here. We're high up on some elevation right now. So let's go ahead and just shoot off into space.
Space had some good tracks.
Space did. So coming at us from episode 19, our space episode, I actually picked the McDonald's Treasureland Adventure space theme.
Nice. That surprise pick that we both had on our list somehow.
Because it's just really good.
Right? And if you haven't heard that episode, prepare to be taken into space via McDonald's.
The milkshake galaxy awaits.
It's out of order, Matt. It's
Go
always
get
out
your
of order.
McFlurry. Oh yeah. It's always out of order.
God, that one's so groovy.
It is.
It has
I
no
mean,
reason being that groovy.
Like when it first starts out, you're like, okay, but then it's just like, and you're just like,
I love the.
you're hit by that.
You're like, oh man, this is taking me places.
It's like, man, if I ever get the chance to travel into space, I'm just gonna listen to this.
Right. Well, man, I love that one, Matt. Thank you. I'm so glad you picked that because like that was another one of mine that got knocked off the list that I didn't quite play. I don't remember. Was it me or you who played this one? Because I know we both had it on our list.
That's
right.
You were the first draw on that one.
Yeah, that's right. We both had it, and I beat you to that one.
Yeah, because I was like, I was saving it in my pocket. I'm just like, man, I'm gonna hit Derek with this out of nowhere, and then you were just like, my next song's gonna be a surprise. It's a McDonald's. I'm just like, oh well, crap.
That was a fun episode. If you haven't heard the space one, definitely check that one out.
Yeah, because that on that episode, your brother Brandon joined us.
Yes, indeed. But my next track, Matt, is gonna be a little puzzling.
Oh,
Comes
is it from the puzzles?
It is from episode 21. There was a lot of really good songs in this episode. It was very hard for me to pick one, but I ended up with the one that while I was editing the podcast, I was just really jamming to it. Like actually had to go back and like do my actual editing work because I was just kind of rocking out in the background. But this is the 2-player competition theme from Kirby's Avalanche.
Yeah, that one was like really good.
I will go ahead and let that one speak for itself. I love like I actually really like the like anticipation part to the song because it's so good for a 2-player fight. But the Kirby theme mixed with the Puyo Puyo theme is it's so delightful and it's very catchy and it just makes you want to like move around to it. Let's get into it.
All right, careful not to get buried alive.
Right. One of the things I really like about that one is how it does like the part where the melody just stops and it does like the doo 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 doo, like the little sound effects popped in there.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I hate that I never got to play Kirby's Avalanche. That would have been a lot of fun.
Oh, it's
especially
great.
Jamming out to this.
It's great. I've got it, so we might have to play it at some point.
We're definitely gonna have to play it at some point.
That's a bop. That's all I can say is it's a bop.
It's a bop. Clear the bubbles.
Oh yeah. All right, Matt. Number 8.
ESPN 8, the Ocho.
That would have been a great transition if your next song is from a sport game.
God, I wish that would have been so good, but we didn't really do many sports games.
That's true. We'll have to play some sport game episodes coming up here because there's golf games that have great music.
It's true. A lot of golf games have really good music.
But Matt, this is the top 10. Not we've got to play songs we've already heard.
Exactly. So for number 8, comes to us from our episode 11, our very first free play episode.
Ooh, there's a lot of fun ones on this one. A lot of surprising songs.
A lot of really fun times on that one. But the one I decided to go for was from Spider the video game, "Sinks on the Ceiling."
This was in my number 7 spot for a while, and it actually dropped to my number 12.
Ooh. Dang, it held a spot for a good bit then.
Yeah, it was up there. I will say a lot of my tracks ended up on my top 10. That's not like because I didn't like yours. That's just because I played so many of my favorite songs on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I would say the ones that you got up there, they're pretty high up there.
Nice.
But let's hear a great song from Spider.
Jeez, I love that song.
Right, I love how these Spider songs, they do this thing where they like start out like really really mild and then they just like build into this awesome like funky just synthy techno goodness.
Right, and like playing the game is like, yeah, I had a lot of fun playing the game. But like when you look at the game and then you look at the soundtrack, it's another one of those. There's no way this game should have this good of a soundtrack.
Right. I love that like synth whale noise and then the I
don't
know
that. I just love how it's just like, and you're like, oh okay. It's just like when that full like B side kicks in, where it's just Down, 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 down,
And then
down.
no, no, no.
And I'm just like, oh,
I'm like, wow, this is like tasty techno goodness is the only way I can describe it.
it is because it's like you hear it and you're like if I played this song and it's just like, hey, do you know what this is from? Like, my mind would immediately go to, if I've never played the game, my mind would immediately go to, it's like, okay, this sounds like some
kind of space game.
I don't know, like like a space like stealth action sci-fi game.
Yeah.
Like, something like, I don't know, like the Matrix or like a Blade Runner type video game,
yeah,
and you're just like,
I could totally see
and
that.
you're like, oh no, you're this little spider who like shoots stuff with rocket launcher legs, and you're just like, what?
Weird, cool. All right, it's time for my number 8. Matt, my number 8 is probably gonna surprise you because you probably thought this was like top 3, but there's so many good ones. There's so many good ones. My number 8 is from episode 24, one we just did. So the final boss episode, Matt. This is the Dark King's theme
from Mystic Quest.
Yeah, so it's saying something. My high praise of the song being like one of my all-time favorite final boss themes, and it's only number 8.
Right? So, yeah, that does say something.
So we got some good ones for the rest of these, but this is the Dark King theme. It's such a banger. It's so good. I love this song, and honestly, this started at like 2, then it dropped to like 5, then it was like chilling at 5 for a while, and it dropped to 8, and I was like, this song is so good, but there's so many ones that like I just listen to more often.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we go with the Dark King's theme from Mystic Quest. It's good. It's got so many elements that I like. Just I can't describe them all in one thing. It's just the whole song.
Yeah, the whole song.
Oh man, the grunge, the bassoon, the twinklies, those heroic swells. It's just so good.
That final boss track is fun and just so awesome.
It's like I said during the episode, it's everything I want in a final boss theme. It's got like the anticipation, like the grungy, villain theme. It's got those like those heroic swells where like the heroes are winning. It's got like a ominous breakdown with it's got the twinklies in there. It's just got everything. It's just so good. And I'm starting to think I should have put it higher than 8. But it's how it goes.
Understandable. Understand. But let's go ahead and move on to number 7.
Number 7.
So my number 7 choice, Derek, is actually going to be it's actually quite funny.
Oh?
Yeah, very much so. Because this comes to us from episode 6, our bosses episode.
Ooh, okay. Really good. It's just, I mean, boss themes in general are some of my favorite just songs in gaming. So I'm excited to hear which one you picked.
Well, Derek, not surprisingly, but very coincidental, is I picked boss theme from Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
How could you not? I would be offended if you didn't. Oh, man. Mystic Quest, this is just top 10 Mystic Quest episode.
I will say Mystic Quest's just regular boss theme was in the top 5, but then it got shunted a little bit.
Hey, that's fair. I remember doing this episode, our boss episode, we were both like humming along to this for a while.
Because it's so good.
It's just good. It's just good. Shout out to Ryuji Sasai.
Bassoon.
Big shout out to Ryuji Sasai. He's just, man, this game is good because of him.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, let's get into it, Matt. God, I love that song.
Right off the bat, it's just in your face.
I can't tell you how many times just in my day-to-day life I'm like da 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 na da na 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 da the song is just
whenever
so good.
whenever that song is in my head, like I don't know which
part to
side
hum,
I want to which part to hum.
right? Do you do
It's like I want to do both, but my mind can't do it.
do you do the sick grunge or do you do the bassoon?
Exactly. Don't know.
God, Mystic Quest. It's just so good.
God, yeah, the music is great.
Well, Matt, my number 7 is going to be equally hummable because mine comes from also the free play episode 11.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the one I picked for you is probably, I would have put this at a previous point in my life. I would have put this in my top 1 slot of just one of my favorite video game songs because this is one I would listen to all the time, just in headphones while I was doing stuff. This is the theme Fillmore from ACTRAISER. That one was
pretty nice.
I love this theme. It's And I'm not definitely not the only one who loves this song because I've seen some like Mario ROM hacks of other YouTubers playing those, and this song is frequently used in like end castle levels a lot. Like more than once have I heard this song in ROM hacks. So it's a good song.
If it's good, why not use it?
Hey, if it works, it works. So this is ACTRAISER from Fillmore, or Fillmore from ACTRAISER rather. If you remember the box art from this game that I showed you, it's from Create Order from Chaos, and it has like the pyramids being struck by lightning.
Yeah. That box art was crazy.
It's a game where you play God. But let's get into this. This is technically the first level theme from the game ACTRAISER. This is Fillmore. I cannot express how much I like slap bass in video games.
Oh my god! I was just about to say I forgot the
intensity
level
of the slap.
Seinfeld opening.
Oh god, it's so
that
good.
song is.
That song is one of the ones that like. There's a lot of people do the YouTube videos of like this song extended for 40 minutes, that kind of thing. Where like even if you really like the song, after like 5 minutes you're like, alright, I'm done. This is probably one of the only songs that I could just literally listen to for like 30 minutes while doing other stuff. I never get tired of hearing this song. It's got like
God, it's so good. Like, and like to me, it still has like that.
Like the
like
rhythm
that
is so good.
CASTLEVANIA kind of sound, and
Yeah. Like the rhythm is awesome. The slap bass is just so crunch. It's so good. I absolutely love that theme. That
man, that's crunch.
I love it. I never get tired of hearing that song. Just to let you know, Matt, if this is your number 6, we're not gonna play a different song. We're just gonna play that one again. Oh.
No. It is not my number 6.
Well, what do you got for number 6?
Well, number 6 comes to us from episode 17, our vocals episode.
Ooh, we had some interesting ones in this one.
Yeah, so the one that I picked was the boss theme from Blue Dragon Eternity.
Yeah, I remember really liking this one. I haven't listened to it in a while. I did listen to the vocal track briefly, but I guess it slipped my mind. I think I may have passed over it, or I just wasn't. I just was overwhelmed with all the other songs. I didn't really re-listen to this one as long as I should have, or it probably would have made my list because I remember really liking it. So I'm looking forward to hearing this.
Yeah, because I remember it took you for a loop when it started, but yeah, I mean, I couldn't not have this song on my list, and it's because God, I just love it.
Well, let's get into it. Man, that one is really good. I always forget. I like forget about it until I rehear it.
Yeah, right? It's just I like me being a fan of rock and like the vocalist for the track being from when he was in Black Sabbath at one point. And I was just like, God, this is just so great because it's like the rocking music that Nobu Uematsu wants to put out, and then this dude, this awesome rock singer is just like belting out these lines.
This is the beginning. Like, whoa, whoa.
I just love the scream just in the beginning where it's just like turn, 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 and you're like, okay, wow. And you're like, whoa,
whoa, my God! Apparently, this is where we're going. Oh, that's a good one.
Man, and it just keeps that like that awesome like intensity, and it's just like the combination of the electric guitar and that keyboard in the background is just gotta love it so much.
I rock that one rocks out just straight up. It's real good. Thank you for playing that because I didn't give the vocal episode enough of a re-listen to. I don't think, or I probably would have had this in my least top 15. So my top 6, it's less rock and groove than I've been playing in my last few ones, but this song is super important to me because it's probably it's the video game song I probably heard like the most while playing a video game, because it's from my all-time favorite game of Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh.
This is the song TRISECTION. This is played in the very first opening fight and a few other important story fights. And I started a new game on Tactics more than probably 50 times, and that's not an exaggeration. That might be undershooting how many times I've played through this stage. And I just love this song. I could not make a top 10 without having a song from Tactics on here.
That's understandable.
So this came from our episode 4 Battle episode. And technically I played this one, but also you attempted to play this one, and I think on a different episode, forgetting that I played it. So technically we both did this track.
Yeah, technically, yeah, I did a whoopsie later on.
Hey, that's fair. I did a few of those during the recording as well. So yeah, this is Final Fantasy Tactics Trisection, a song you and me both liked enough to pick on the podcast.
So many battles,
Yeah.
so many playthroughs.
Oh yeah. And it's not just the first match of the battle of the game. It's that one, the battle against it's Fort Zeekden, and it's also fighting in the Orban Monastery when you fight Raffle near the end of the game. And I think it's one other time that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I know. There's one more time that it plays. I can't remember it either.
But either way, I think one of my favorite things about the song is, one, obviously the rhythm, but I love like the choir bells.
Yeah, the bells in the background. But yeah, I agree with you on the rhythm because, like, I mean, we're veterans of battle themes in video games, but I mean, for like a fantasy,
Like medieval styled war based
medieval style, like that battle theme is great because it's not, intense. It's not like like hectic or it doesn't have the grunge. It's just like this is a fantasy RPG soundtrack.
That's one of the things I love about Final Fantasy Tactics battle themes. They're not like over the top melodic like intensity. They are like straight up like war fanfares. Like real war times used to have like the drummer that would like hype people up, and it sounds like what this would sound like. Like they legitimately like sound like war ballads.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a cool way to design the music direction. I love that.
That was a solid pick for number 6, Derek.
Oh yeah, I mean Tactics was guaranteed on my list. It is the question of what number.
Yeah, truth.
We're in the bottom half. We're on top 5.
This is our top 5. Top 5 each. All right, so coming at us for our first top 5 comes to us from our episode 5, our Dungeons episode.
Yes, indeed.
And the one that I picked was Iron Blue Intentions from Castlevania Portrait of Ruin.
I gotta be honest, I think Dungeons had probably my most difficult like selection. because one, obviously Mount Gundor ended up on my list, but that had
Yeah.
Sky Tower, that had Iron Blue Intentions, it had Magitech Research Facility, which is one of my all-time favorite, and it's like my most hummed track in existence.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know
our
how it.
Dungeons episode was very tough.
I don't know how I didn't put Magitech Research Facility on my top 10, but I guess I just it wasn't one that I felt like had the rhythm that I was looking for a top 10. It's one of my all-time favorite tracks, don't get me wrong, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, no, I get you.
I love Iron Blue Intention, and I'm glad you picked this.
I mean, I had to have at least one Castlevania song, and it was really tough because the other one, I mean, because I had to go up against Bloody Tears
Which is great.
and Simon's theme from Castlevania 4.
Yeah.
It was tough, but Iron Blue made the cut.
Yeah, I think on this episode, I think I even said, like, surprisingly, Bloody Tears and Vampire Killer isn't my favorite song from Castlevania, and I think I said this one is my favorite.
Yeah, you did.
It's really good. I just like the diddle-din, 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 diddle-din.
Well, hold on now.
I love it. It's so good. I was listening to the song like yesterday, like 10 hours ago. I was listening to the song just when I was taking out the garbage. So let's hear it again for me. That one's just so fun. I love it.
It's a really good jam.
Yeah, I like the two
It
halves.
was really hard. No kidding. It was really hard for me to pick just one of the Castlevania songs. I mean,
To be fair, no one said you couldn't have two songs from the same game.
it's true. It's true. But that's not the way I roll.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I just love the general rhythm to that. Like, don't get me wrong, Vampire Killer and Bloody Tears are like iconic, but I
Oh
like
yeah, they're
that.
really iconic.
I both like and dislike that this song is only in like two games because one, it's just like whenever I play Portrait of Ruin, I'm like, oh man, this song is so good. Why do I never
Right.
hear it?
Because it's in Portrait of Ruin or the lesser known Bloodlines.
Yes, the Bloodlines Factory theme or the Portrait of Ruin I don't remember what the stage is called, but it's one with like the haunted ghost train, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is based on the Genesis, obviously, because Portrait of Ruin is all about like reference stages to other games.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, that's why Portrait of Ruin was so good.
Portrait of Ruin is awesome. I love that game. That's why when I got to that area, I like this is I mentioned this song as one of the few songs that I like. I was playing the game and then I heard the song through like the DS speakers. I'm like, let me go grab my headphones.
I gotta let me put this on pause real quick.
I just gotta sit here for like 10, 20 minutes and just listen to the song without playing because this song is really good.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that song so much. All right, Matt, my top 5. We're getting into a song from you.
Oh, cool.
This is from our mountain theme. Can you guess what it is?
Oh man, it's gonna be Jurassic Park. It
is Jurassic Park. I mean, when we played the song, I told you this was going in my top 10, and it has reigned supreme ever since. It was not going to be dethroned. This is Triceratops Trot. This song is a bop.
Let's go ahead and just jump in. Commence the trot.
Oh man, that Triceratops trot.
Right?
I told you when you played it that this is my top 10, and here we are.
I mean, it's just that jazz flute hits you out of nowhere, and you're just like, what the hell is this?
This is one of those songs that, like, I have lists of, like, my top 50 and top 100 video game songs, and this was nowhere on it because I never heard of it, and now it's in my top 10, so... It's one of those ones that you just hear, and you're like, where's this been my whole life?
Like, why have I never heard or played this one particular game, if not for just this one song?
Right? Like, once we played this episode, like, when we recorded this episode, like, the next time I was hanging out with friends, I was like, yo, listen to this banger. Like, it's immediately, like, showing off this song, like, who hasn't heard of this? I gotta spread this around.
Have you heard this song? No? You should check it out.
Oh, man. So that was my top 5, Matt. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of your tracks. What you got for number 4?
Oh, man. I will say, Triceratops Trot I did not put on my top 10 because I wanted you solely to play it.
Oh, yeah, I get that. I imagine if you were doing a completely unbiased top 10, it probably would have been at least like top 15.
Yeah. I mean, it is in my top 15 technically.
It's so good. It's such a bop.
No, so actually, for my fourth pick, I actually went ahead and we're going back to episode 6, our boss episode again.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, because I can't stay away from the boss themes.
I'm right there with you.
So yeah, episode 6, our boss themes. I actually chose from Dark Souls 3 my favorite track out of the entire game, and that is the fight against the Abyss Watchers.
Yes, I knew it. As soon as he said Dark Souls 3, I'm like, he's going Abyss Watchers. That was a good play.
I mean, the game's good.
Yeah.
A lot of the music is good, but this song just hits the right chords for me.
All right, well, let's get into it. This one's very solemn, but it's got the right sound. It's for Dark Souls 3. It's so atmospheric.
Yes.
I really like that. I like how it's very different from everything else we've heard this episode.
It is. I mean, it's just that dark, solemn sound. I mean, with that bell in the background every once in a while, the chant, the vocals in the background, and it's just. It's my favorite track from that entire game. Period.
It's one that would be really good to like if you've had a long day and you just like wanna after you come home from work, you like the lights are off and you just put in headphones and you kind of just close your eyes, and like that's a nice one to just like kind of just level you out and like de-stress you and just get you in a calmer place, which is interesting because the boss fight certainly does not do that.
No, because what's funny is like I've told you before, I'm on a Dark Souls 3 kick again, and I'm just like, well, let me just make a new character, and this is where I'm at, and I got through phase 1, and me being a big old dummy forgot about phase 2, and realized, oh, I'm done.
This is not happening. Yeah, it's a really neat fight. I think the whole story behind it is really cool. We touch on it a bit more in the actual boss episode, and that being said, my next track is also from the boss episode, so that's 3 from bosses. The boss episode, Matt, was pretty boss.
Yeah, it was.
I picked this is a song that like my top list we're getting here. We're getting to the songs that I just like I constantly just I'm like I want to hear this, so I'll just like I'll regularly like pop open the song either on YouTube and just look like Google it real quick, or I already have it on my playlist and I just put in headphones. I'm like I just want to hear this song right now because I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
The song I'm talking about is the Golden Sun Saturos theme from from Golden Sun, obviously.
Yeah, from Golden Sun.
Yeah, this is both kind of like this is one of the first battle themes you hear, as I mentioned in the episode, and it's also one you hear 2 other times in the game when you do fight these guys as bosses. And they kind of wreck you every time. But I love the rhythm to the song. I love like the bells. I love the general rhythm. It is Game Boy Advance, so it's going to be a little grainier than some of the other tracks we've heard, but I mean that's a product of the system.
Yeah.
But this is one of those songs that like I can't believe is coming out of a Game Boy Advance. It just sounds so good, and it sounds like the instrumentation is amazing, and I could only imagine hearing this song on like a more recent console. It would have been incredible.
Oh my God, Switch remaster.
Oh please, please, please! I can only hope for a Golden Sun 1 and 2 collection for the Switch.
Yeah, just a combo, both of them together. Here they are.
Please do that. That's all I'm asking. But this is the Saturos theme from Golden Sun. God, that song. If anyone ever wants to be like, what is your video game like music aesthetic, or if anyone asks you, Matt, just playing the song like this. It's like if I had to describe my favorite like sound in video games, it's like right here. It's this. That harp solo.
Well,
are you kidding me? It's so good.
It's really good. I mean, this is a really good boss theme, and I mean, anytime I think about Golden Sun, it's like, oh, Derek.
Yeah. Like this is another one of those ones I could easily listen to for like 30 minutes while just doing stuff, because like it's got a rhythm that like never gets boring. It's got the rhythm's just awesome. It's got that like just amazingly beautiful harp breakdown in there. It's got like those bells that sound really cool, and it's got like a little bit of grunge, and it's got this like aggressive but entertaining drum line.
It does. Yeah, the drums are very entertaining. But I mean, I agree with you on that harp solo. That's like
it's so good. I love harps in video games. Harps and slap bass, like slap bass. If you can, either of those two will make me instantly like love a song. It's all you need. And this song would probably be my top one if it weren't for my next 3 tracks. But we'll hear those after we hear yours, Matt. We're on number 3.
All right, Derek. Here we are. Final 3.
Yes, final 3. I'm interested to see what you picked.
So, and you'll love this. My third pick comes to us from episode 11, our free play episode again.
It's had some good ones, Matt. I think. Can I take a guess? Is this the Smurfs? No, we played that in water, didn't we?
No, that was in water.
Oh, you're right. Okay, which one?
I picked the title theme from Pictionary.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I had this one on my list, but I think it ended up around 13 or so.
I picked it because just listening back on it, I'm just like, damn. This guy could have gotten a better game.
Damn, Pictionary. You go hard.
like I'm so amazed by the composer, and I feel so sorry for him.
Oh my god, Tim Follin. But let's hear this song that, if you haven't heard this episode, remember, this is a song from Pictionary.
The title theme.
That ending always surprises me. I always forget about it.
Dumb.
Man, I love that.
It just keeps building, and it's just like, what the fuck is this?
Like, whoa.
And you're just like, what? This is for Pictionary?
Right?
The video game?
Oh, speaking of Pictionary, on our puzzles episode, this was also on my list. The Pictionary drawing game, also really good.
Whole soundtrack to Pictionary is pretty banging.
That was gonna be my top song from puzzles, but I ended up giving it to the KIRBY'S AVALANCHE, which is also is really good. But I was struggling to figure out which song from puzzles I wanted on here because a lot of them were really good. Oh man. That's a good top 3. For my top 3, Matt, this one is actually probably going to surprise you.
Oh.
Because we're having a three-peat.
A three-peat?
Of Mystic Quest.
Yes.
So, I thought, before I started making this list, I thought the Dark King theme was my favorite song from Mystic Quest.
Mm-hmm.
And when me and Dakota have done a playthrough of this, and it's going to be uploaded on the channel in a bit of in due time, because we've got a schedule going right now. But we have finally played through it. We played through it in 2 days, 2 or 3 days. In between,
sounds about right.
In between recording the final boss theme and me uploading it, because I was like, I don't want you hearing the song until we get to it. But the one that I ended up liking more than the Dark King theme is Doom Castle, which was your pick on our Castles episode, episode 8.
Castle is so good.
Like, again, I thought Dark King theme was my favorite theme for Mystic Quest, but the more, when me and Dakota were playing it, I could not stop humming Doom Castle while we were going through it. Like, it's so good. I love this song. Like, I cannot stop listening to it. I just keep playing it on repeat. Like every other day, I've been listening to this song. It's just so hummable. I like, especially playing the game because it's a video game, so you're in the same area for upwards of an hour. Granted, the music gets cut off from random encounters and bosses and the like.
Yeah.
But hearing the song for more than like 3 minutes, like I cannot stop myself from humming it. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. It's like in my brain, and I'm like, I didn't even realize I was doing it half the time. So without further ado, if you have not heard this song, get ready for an amazing track from Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. This is Doom Castle. God, that song.
Is like it's so fitting for the title Doom Castle.
It's so good. It has like so many different it takes you through so many different places. Like, I love how the drum has multiple forms. It's got like the and it's got the gentle march as well.
Yeah. Like that sudden heroic part.
I like straight up when me and Dakota are playing this game. Doom Castle's not long. It's like an hour's worth of gameplay, if that. But we were both jamming after it the whole time.
I love just the straight up beginning of it, where it's just...
Oh, it's so kick ass. It was bound to be up pretty high on my list.
Oh man!
All right, Matt, it's time for your number 2.
It is time for my number 2, and my number 2, Derek, comes to us from episode 4, the Battles episode.
Ooh, yeah, we've got some good track on Battles, and I don't think we've heard from it quite yet.
No, not for me. This is my only track from Battles, and it is from Final Fantasy VIII, The Landing.
This one is really good. I was I was hard pressed to not have this on my list because I was taken aback by this song when we first played it. Because when you said Final Fantasy VIII on the Battles episode, I was expecting Men with a Machine Gun, and we were like, oh yeah, you were like, I picked the landing. I'm like, oh yeah, that is technically a battle because you ride into this cinema battle going on.
Yeah, but not only that, but it stays the theme the entire course up until
Yeah,
you have your orders to wait.
yeah, yeah. I
So,
really
like, the regular battle theme kicked out, you have this instead. And I'm just like, this is so cool.
yeah. It's such a cool way. It's such a cool set piece for this game, and it was very early. And I love the way the cutscene like bled into the music and the gameplay. It was just a great experience.
Yeah,
Let's hear it once again. It's been too long.
it's been way too long. So let's go ahead and hop right in to the landing. It's intense.
I love the
Intense
opening.
the whole way through. With the heartbeat. It's like,
Yeah.
the calm before the storm kind of thing, and
Yeah.
it's just
Like, not only is that song really good, but if you watch like the actual cutscene that it like sings to, it just makes it so much better. Like, it fits so perfectly with everything going on. There's like
Right,
really
like-
cool audio cues that like transitions and things. It's a masterpiece.
there's no need for that guy to hit that barrier in the water, but he does it anyway because it's
I
badass.
was gonna say because it kicks ass. Oh, I love the dun dun na 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 dun dun na 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 dun dun na 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 na. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, that's so good.
That's really good. We're getting in some real good songs here. That being said, my number 2, Matt, isn't from me or you.
Oh, which one? Oh, whose song did you pick?
This is from episode 19, the space episode. This is one of Brandon's picks.
Ooh, nice. Which one?
I went with the Warframe song, the We All Live Together, the vocal track.
That was a really good one.
I was when I was editing this episode, I was like, because when we first played it, I remember like I really liked it, and then when I went back to edit it, I re-listened to it again, and I'm like, this song is super good. Like, I texted my brother immediately, like that same day. I was like, man, I'm re-listening to this song, and I like it so much. So, if you haven't heard this one, it's a really cool vocal track from the game Warframe, which is surprising because Warframe's kind of a space ninja wizard MMO kind of deal. But this song is about like this like mining planet where all the workers are like indentured servants, and they're basically singing a dwarven shanty.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool. So if you haven't heard this, I think you'll really enjoy it. This is from Warframe, We All Live Together.
Sons and daughters, hide the heart of who we are, making peace to build a future, strong, united, working till we fall. The air and water flowing hard, the land we call our home, push to keep the dark from coming, feel the weight of what we owe. This the song of sons and daughters, hide the heart of who we are, making peace to build a future, strong, united, working till we fall. And we all lift, and we're all adrift together, together. Through the cold mist, till we're lifeless together, together.
Oh god, man, dude, that track is so good.
It's so good. Like it started out. It was on my top 10, but like the more I listened to it, the higher it rose in my top 10. I love.
No doubt.
One, there's so many things about the song I like. The lyrics alone. Like if you re-listen to it and like really pay attention to the lyrics, I really like just the wording. But one thing this song does that I really enjoy in these kinds of songs is I like when songs do the thing where like the lyrics start with like one punctuated word. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know how it does like cold, the air and water flowing, hard, the land we call our home, push to keep the dark from coming. I love when songs do that where like the sentence starts with one like really like pushed out like accented word, and then like they follow it up. I don't know why, I just really like that aesthetic in like vocal tracks.
I mean, it's like a straightforward, but like it's like a forceful, just like, you know, this, you know, like this is how it is. It's cold.
When Brennan played this was such a surprise to me because like I never, because I've seen people play Warframe, but I've never seen like the story of it, and so I had no idea like this track or like this thing was just even in the game, because I never saw like the big story bits. I just saw like the, you know, space robot ninja.
Yeah, and I mean that's all I ever saw. I just thought it was like, you know, just hey, you're a space robot ninja and some of you have wizard powers. It's, you know, go go play in like the arena map and kill each other.
Yeah. So when he played this song for us, I was like so blown away by it. Like I was like, this, I never would have expected something like this. So that was an easy top 2 for me. I was really grooving to it. So Matt, before we get to your final track, obviously I want to thank everyone for this whole year. It has been a blast. I've loved playing some of our favorite tracks.
It has been.
Granted, it has made this episode very, very hard for me and Matt because we both came out the gate with some of our favorite of all times.
Oh god, yeah, it's just like, all right, hey, first couple episodes, and it's just like, all right, cool, let's throw in all of our major jams, and then it's just like, oh crap, what do we do?
Yeah, we're like, we want to get people interested. We want to play like the songs that we know are really good. Let's just jam after jam after jam, which made this end of year very hard.
Yeah, but I mean, us throwing out some of our heavy hitters like early on, I mean, we were able to find those new hidden gems like Triceratops Trot and Pictionary.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So guys, thank you all for this year. I hope you're looking forward to next year, where we're shifting the focus. We mentioned this earlier, but we're shifting from the hero's journey to we're gonna pick a genre, pick a game, pick a composer, and just focus on that per episode.
Yeah, we'll do a focus, the year of focusing.
Speaking of, our next 2 episodes are going to be coincided, where Matt's going to give me some of his favorite games, and I'm going to pick songs from those games, and then I'm going to switch, and I'm going to pick games, and Matt's going to pick songs from those games. So we are going to take a little bit of a break, because we both have daughters, and lives are hectic, but we will come back with those 2 episodes.
Yeah, the dad life is very taxing sometimes.
Yes, so we're probably going to take a much-needed rest and relaxation while we talk about some episodes and figure out what we're doing. But before that, Matt, it is time for your number 1.
Number one.
I'm so interested to see what you picked.
All right, Derek. Just because it kept pulling me back in, our boss episode.
Wow, that's 4. Is that 4 songs from the boss episode?
That's 3.
Okay. It was a good one.
It was a really good, powerful episode. But the song that I had to pick, and it's the song because I love the story build up to this boss fight. I loved everything about this boss fight. And it comes to us from Okami, and it is the Battle of the Nine Tails.
This one's so cool.
It's just, I just love the whole lead up into this fight. I mean, you have to do so much just to get to it, and God, I mean, just like I said, the fight itself is so cool.
Well, let us hear your number 1 track, Matt. love the Asiatic theme of Okami in general.
It's so good.
I should have figured. I didn't verbalize it, but I was gonna guess there was gonna be an Okami song for your number one.
Yeah, I mean it's. I'm pretty much gonna say it's probably in my favorite game.
Also, shout out to that cute baby girl.
Cute baby girl. Well, it's wake up time.
It's wake up time. Well, Matt, let's not keep you because obviously daddy privileges are very important, and you got a little girl there who wants to see Pops. We'll just talk about my number one real quick. This is from our episode 3, our field episode, which had some really good songs.
Fields. Oh, was that the Overworld's Overworld?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
This song, even when this song aired, I said I feel like this is what I would consider the most beautiful video game track I've ever heard, and this stands to this day still.
It's Fester's Quest.
it's not. No, it's Chrono Cross. It's the Another World map or Dream bordering the shore of another world.
Oh, that's such a good track.
This song is just so beautiful. It's one I can listen to at any point in time and instantly be in a good mood. It calms me, it relaxes. It just I would load up Chrono Cross and just chill on the world map just to hear the song. And
now you don't have to do that because you own the soundtrack.
Yes, you are correct. It is 10 feet away on my display shelf. I have the soundtrack to Chrono Cross. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. Again, I consider this probably the most beautiful soundtrack. Just Chrono Cross. It's amazing. It's so good sounding. The whole soundtrack is pretty, but this song in particular is it's gorgeous. There we go, Matt.
That is a very, very nice track. Very peaceful. I can see why you would just start that game up just to hear that.
It's a song that I can listen to endlessly. It's one that's so nice to just close your eyes and just lay in bed and listen to. Chrono Cross is just so beautiful sounding, and I wouldn't necessarily say this is my all-time just favorite video game track, but I think it's the most beautiful, and I want to put it on my number one of the year. Because anyone who has not heard this track, I hope you... I think you undoubtedly enjoy it, probably for the same reasons that I do. It's so beautifully composed.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's a great relaxing melody and something like you want to listen to this through with headphones.
Oh yeah,
You
absolutely.
just sit, do your day to day, whatever you're doing, but just listen to this track, and you're just going to be like in a good place.
It'll definitely make you mellow and just calm. I love my favorite thing about it is like those long like the string screeches and like just those long held notes. I
Yeah,
love the acoustic work is just divine.
it's reminiscent to the acoustic work that I enjoy from Dark Cloud 2.
Yes. So there we have it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this end of year review, top 10 each. However we're naming it. This has been our 1 year anniversary episode.
Hooray! We did it.
Here's to being 1 year old, Matt. Let's shoot for 2.
Let's shoot for 2. We'll see how far we get.
Thank you so much, everyone. We love you. I hope you share this with friends. Let them hear some amazing tracks, some and great ones of the whole year, and
let us know what was a couple of your favorites that you've listened to.
Yeah, feel free to comment us a top 10. You can always comment the video. You can always shoot us an email at newgameplus.derek@gmail.com.
That's it.
I would love to hear your top 10. Did we share any tracks? Surprisingly, me and Matt didn't coincide with any of them, but we did play a lot of Mystic Quest.
We did play a lot of Mystic Quest. So again, if you have not played it, go find it.
Just listen,
play it,
or just listen to the soundtrack. It's basically
just
the
listen
same
to the
thing.
soundtrack. Yeah, because I mean that's all you're really playing the game for is just to listen to the music.
Oh man, well thank you so much, everyone. We will see you in the next one. And here's to a wonderful 1 year, Matt.
Here's to that 1 year.
Let's have cake, Matt. You brought the cake,
Ooh,
right?
I did. It's right here.
Thanks. I'll eat this cake over Discord.
There you go. I'm shoving it through the mic right now.
You might not want to do that. That's expensive. Oh, we'll see you later, everyone.